You had a plan, right? You knew where you were going, what you were building toward, how your life was supposed to unfold. And then something shifted, something changed. Something took you off the path you thought you'd be on. Maybe it was a choice you made. Maybe it was something that happened to you. Maybe it was a gradual realization that the path you were on wasn't actually yours. But now, you're somewhere else, somewhere unexpected, somewhere that doesn't match the vision you had. And that's disorienting, isn't it? Because you planned for one thing and got another. You prepared for one journey and ended up on an entirely different one. And maybe you're wondering, did I make a mistake? Did I take a wrong turn? Should I try to get back to the original path? Or maybe you're grieving, mourning the life you thought you'd have, the version of yourself you thought you'd become, the future you'd imagined that now seems impossible. If that's where you are, I want you to know I see you in your uncertainty. I see you trying to make sense of a journey that doesn't look like what you expected, trying to trust a path you didn't choose, trying to find meaning in a direction you didn't plan. And here's what I want to gently offer you. Sometimes the path diverges. Sometimes life takes us somewhere unexpected. Sometimes what we planned isn't what we're meant to experience. And that's not failure. That's not a mistake. That's just how life works. It unfolds, it shifts, it reveals itself in ways we couldn't have predicted or planned for. And yes, that's uncomfortable. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it requires us to let go of certainty and control and the comfort of knowing what's next. But it also opens up possibility, creates space for something you couldn't have imagined, leads you toward experiences and growth and versions of yourself you never would have discovered on the original path. I know you're not ready to see that yet. I know right now it just feels like loss, like disruption, like being lost. But what if you're not lost? What if you're just somewhere new? Somewhere that requires different skills, different perspectives, different ways of being than the path you'd planned? What if this divergence, this unexpected turn, it's not taking you away from your life? What if it's taking you toward it? Toward a version of your life that's more authentic, more aligned, more true than the one you'd planned? I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you should just be grateful and accept it without processing the loss. Grieve the path you thought you'd be on. Grieve the plans that changed. Grieve the version of yourself in your life that's no longer possible. That grief is valid. That loss is real. You don't have to pretend it doesn't hurt. But after you grieve, after you've honored what you've lost, consider this. What if this path has something for you? What if there's wisdom here, growth here, possibility here? What if you stopped trying to get back to the original path and started exploring this one? With curiosity instead of resistance, with openness instead of resentment. What's here that wasn't there? What are you learning that you wouldn't have learned? Who are you becoming that you wouldn't have become? Because here's what I've learned about unexpected paths. They often lead somewhere better than we could have planned. Not what we expected, but truer, more aligned, more real. They strip away who we thought we should be and reveal who we actually are. They challenge our assumptions and expand our capacity. They show us we're more resilient, more adaptable, more capable than we knew. And the divergence that felt like a disruption was actually a course correction, a redirection towards something we needed but didn't know to ask for. So instead of asking, how do I get back to where I was supposed to be? Maybe ask, what is this path trying to show me? What am I meant to discover here? Who am I becoming in this unexpected place? You don't have to have answers yet. You don't have to make sense of it all right now. You don't have to be grateful for the detour when you're still processing the loss. You just have to be willing to walk forward on this path, the one you're actually on, not the one you planned, with curiosity, with openness, with trust that even though this isn't what you expected, it might be exactly what you need, and that everything happening, it's for our highest good, even if it doesn't always feel like that. Because sometimes life doesn't give us what we want. It gives us what we need to become who we're meant to be. And who you're meant to be might be someone you only discover on this unexpected path. So walk it, explore it, see where it leads. Not with resignation, not with defeat, but with courage. The courage to trust the unknown, the courage to embrace uncertainty, the courage to let go of what you planned and lean into what's actually here. Because this path, even though it's not the one you chose, it's still yours, and it's leading you somewhere. Somewhere real, somewhere true, somewhere you might not be able to see yet, but somewhere worth going. If you ever need the courage to walk your unexpected path, please come back. The light will always be left on for you.